Previously on Ease 9 Monstrum Nox, the party cleared the quarry ruins at about the same time the regular Adol made his escape. Unfortunately, Marius betrayed the regular Adol while exploring the city. Meanwhile, the party found Shalard and learned his motives, but Shalard killed Aprilis for some unknown reasons. Later, the Hieroglyph Knights took over the city and Anemona visited Aprilis/Rovita's grave. Hey Adol, you saw the bulletin board, right? That letter M is Margot's signature. I was gonna ask her about it, but I couldn't find her anywhere. We were afraid this would happen. The Resistance is definitely up to something. Makes me wish we were up against plain old knights again. I was just on my way to talk it over with Parks. It'd be great if you could join us, but only if you have the time to spare. It's my problem too, I'll join you.
No.
Adol, you're a real pal, you know that? Alright, meeting's about to start. Can always use another head to pitch in. Can't believe they would choose now of all times to start their resistance. What are you doing, Margot? Or maybe it's because it's the perfect time. They were hitching a ride on the Knights' Rebellion. Romans won't know what hit them. A joint operation, huh? Letting that old hag run free really bit us in the ass, huh? I guess it did. I cannot believe Margot is the one who is instigating this plot. I spoke to her at length about the burglaries in the Noble District. I investigated myself and discovered that the internal structure of the Resistance is muddled. After Margot was imprisoned 3 years ago, the younger members seized the helm in secret. The recent thefts and scams have been part of what they call public awareness campaigns. Their objective was to accumulate capital and purposely imprison themselves to release Margot. So they committed those crimes knowing full well they were going to be caught. That's what it's like when you've got something to believe. They're brewing up something big, so that would well be within the realm of possibilities. I wonder what they're trying to do. I wonder if Margot is trying to stop them. That's what I'm hoping. She did lead a resistance against the entire Roman army 3 years ago. Maybe if I tag along, we'll get to taste some action. The city's already in a panic. We need a diplomatic solution. The last thing we need right now is to mar our relationship with Romn. The Knights' Revolt has already begun pulling a precarious thread for Glia. Then we've got more than one reason to stop this. But how are we supposed to do that? We have no idea where they're hiding, and we don't know what their plans are. Actually, we might. Margot was kind enough to leave a trail of breadcrumbs for us. These locations may be of interest to you. Visitors' kiosk at the main gate, back alley pub at the central district, old timer at the main square baths. These are all places where the Resistance may be. It's too soon to be certain. The only way to find out is by investigating these locations. Sorry for putting you guys up to this. Just do what you can, even if it's just dropping by. We'll be on the lookout for intel. Come to think of it, there was something fishy about that security checkpoint too. Might be possible that you were one of the first to be falsely detained. Wherever it is, we're picking up a scent. Let's keep this up. Hey there, dudes. Welcome to the Visitor's Kiosk. Oh wait, where's the usual guy? Isn't it usually Alex's shift right about now? Yeah, who can say, dude? I just got called up to fill in. It was pretty out of the blue. Guess they just couldn't get a hold of him. And this was supposed to be my day off too. Like, give me a break, dude. Literally. Sorry to hear that. Does that mean what I think it does? Has anything been off of him lately? Off? Well actually... Now I think about it, yeah. This guy's been stopping by the kiosk a lot lately. Looks like a Shantytown resident. Never seen him myself, but he seemed to be an acquaintance of Alex's. Apparently they kept talking about some sort of preparations for something. Alex seemed kinda against it all, kept asking if the guy was really going through with it. Must be some birthday party they're planning, huh, dude? Wonder whose it is. Going by the note we got, this likely has something to do with the Resistance. They must have been talking about the preparations for making their move today. Doesn't that make Alex one of their members? I had no idea. And one working right by the main road too. Guy's got guts. Are we done here, dudes? I kinda got a job to do. Alright, sorry about that. Thanks for your time. So I wonder if Gaston will be okay. Is something the matter, miss? You look a little down. Oh, you're all from the downline, right? I'm just griping about one of my regulars, this guy named Gaston. He showed up last night just before I closed up shop. Told me it might be his last time there before paying off his tab and walking away. That does make you wonder. Doesn't it? Come to think of it, there was a rumor he got tangled up in some incident recently. He hadn't shown up ever since, not until last night that is. Gaston, that's the name of that thief who targeted the Noble District warehouses. That's right, the one who got away in the end. Did Gaston say anything else to you? Well, not to me directly, but he did mumble some stuff as he was leaving. Things like this will show those Romans and can't let it get damp. Whatever that means. Explosives? Can't exactly glean what he was planning from that alone. But with what he's already done, it sounds like we've hit the mark. He must be involved in all this. Taking Margot's intel into account, it's best we assume he's playing a big part in all this. Still, just like Margot, we've got no idea where he actually is. Listen, Gaston's from the shantytown. He's had more than his fair share of fights with Romans. But he has his good sides too. He's looked out for me ever since my husband died. I don't know what he's up to, but could you do something for me if you happen to see him? Just tell him to link before he acts, that's all. Of course, we will. Actually, now that I have all party members, let's just quickly get the hit point boost.
Doing the right thing.
Oh, glad you could make it. So you're the whippersnappers the boss roped in, eh? Wait, wait, you're... Unbelievable, you're that old lech I reported for peeping. Oh, that's a strong way to put it. Certainly that wasn't easy wriggling my way out of that one. But you see, that request was actually made for a different purpose entirely. Does that make you the, old-timer Margot was referring to? Me? I'm just your average geezer who fancies a visit to the Baps now and then. Save for my service as a core member of the Bells of Freedom 3 years back. Hard to imagine an old man like you was a revolutionary. Then again, I guess it's not so strange, considering Margot is your boss. To be fair, the group was originally founded by a bunch of old folks with not much time left. We figured that our depths would be a small price to pay for the bright future of our youth. Though it seems our blunder has led them down the wrong path altogether in the end. Yeah, the path of pay, theft, and burglary, as if you didn't already know. Sounds to me like you ain't much of a core member anymore, though. Yes, the resistance dissolved for a time following Margot's arrest, but the youngins of the group continue to operate under the fold. I've been acting as our advisor of sorts in an effort to keep their hostility in check. But ultimately, my attempts to contain them failed miserably. Perhaps I could have quelled their vindictive thirst had I succeeded. I see, but what is the resistance trying to achieve here exactly? It doesn't seem like Margot's anywhere around here either. It would seem they're readying to attack the garrison posts in each and every district. This revolt from the Knights has cued them in on perfect opportunity to take back Leah. In preparing to do so, they've been collecting intel and identifying blind spots. I guess they figure even if they failed, they might tire out the Romans enough for the Knights to succeed. The request I made previously falls squarely under the latter. Fifth, what a load of crock. Doesn't matter how much chaos there is. You gotta have real bricks or brains to think a Roman soldier is gonna lose to some civilian. They've hardly got weapons or armor to start. One step in their toast. That is, unless they've got an ace up their sleeve. Unfortunately so, Margot appears to be assisting them. Not directly, but in supplies both through equipment and stores of gunpowder. What? But why? It would seem she intends to see this matter through to its bitter end. She's convinced starting this by her hand gives her the burden of ending it as well. Margot. Can't really say for sure if it's on her either way. But she has to want to stop to it at least. Why else would she put a request in? That means it's up to us to do something about this. Any helpful info would be much appreciated. We have a responsibility to help too. And naturally I plan to give it. That is why I've been waiting here for you after all. Here's my take on this, as a long-standing member of the Resistance. There's only one place in the city powder and weapons could be viably concealed. It would have to be underground, and spacious enough to spare too, as well. Is any particular spot coming to mind? There's a lot of underground paths in the city. I think I have a decent idea. Considering everything else we've found out, we should be able to narrow it down. Thank you very much, Mr. Gundo. Not at all. I'm too old to raise a hand against those youngsters anymore. It's up to the next generation to carry on their torch. So please, stop them before it's too late to give them the chance. After going to all 3 locations in the message, you all return to the Dandelion. You then reconvene with Dogi and Parks. Who would have thought those people we knew were Resistance members all this time? They've been blending in, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And if they're nowhere to be seen, we should assume they're in the final stages of setting their plan into motion. We're running out of time. Yes, time is of the essence. With the information you've gathered, we now know where most of their hideouts are located. Cloak of Maxima in the Shantytown. There have been questionable characters entering and leaving that area recently. Yep, and we've got proof of it for insurance. We've got witnesses who saw that Gaston guy and Alex from the visitor's kiosk. It's a done deal then. Good work, you two.
Thank you.
Can't take all the credit. You're the ones who did all the legwork. Madame Margot is there. We'll need to prepare ourselves if they truly intend to assault the Roman guard post. We're counting on you, Monstrums. Leave it to us. Okay, next stop, Cloaca Maxima. I can't... Oh no, I have to start from the beginning, huh? Those resistance members should be hiding out in here somewhere. We've made it this far. All that's left is to hunt them down. Let's get to stepping. Okay, they don't let us teleport there immediately, which kind of sucks. We found them! Who's there? It's the Monstrums! Turns out our little hunch was right. Doesn't seem like Margot's here, but I'm sure she'll rendezvous soon enough. That's one hefty stash of weapons and ammo you got there. Not to mention enough powder to send a good several guard posts up in smoke. But there's, like, what, only 6 of you chumps all together? Talk about a letdown. Shreds, we were finishing up our preparations too. Damn Monstrums, mind your own business and scram for once. Margot's the one who sent us. Don't attack the guard post. What? Why did the boss do something like that? We Monstrums received a request warning us of your intentions. It explicitly solicited us to do something about it if we harbored any objections. Look, why don't you just give us this crazy plan to rest already? Think before you act. That's what Perry told us to tell you. Grr. Hey Gaston, maybe the boss is against this whole thing after all. You heard what old Gundo said. Things have changed since the war. You mean all that crock about living in harmony with Romn to restore Balduq? Doing that makes us no better than livestock coasting up to the hands that feed us. We Galeans have our pride. Like hell we're submitting to those rotten invaders. Gaston. We'll never give in, not until they answer for what they've done to us. Until every single life we've lost to the war is paid in full of Roman blood. He's gone off the deep end. All you'll end up doing is sowing even more hatred. And the ones who will suffer for it most are the ones who did nothing to deserve it. You think we're just gonna sit back and let that happen? Think again. Huh, so that's how you want to play it, huh? Fine, we'll need a good warm-up round before taking on Romn anyways. Gaston, where are you? So you want to romp with the Monstrums, do ya? You should reconsider. We don't want to hurt you.
Hold on.
Shut it, that ship already sailed 8 years ago. The grief and suffering those Romans brought on us is one we'll never forget. They've killed our friends and families, plundered our cities, and slapped a tax on them besides. Don't you get it? This is the only way for us to take our dignity back. And if you Monstrums aren't with us, then you may as well be against us. That's right, the only thing those Romans will get from us is a taste of their own medicine. We'll cast every one of those dirty trespassers out of our rightful lands. They'll be sure to hear our message back in the capital, loud and clear. And when the bells of freedom start to ring, they'll know the pride of Cleo will never die. Yeah! You guys, get a hold of yourselves. Huh? Oh, hell no, there's all mini-boss types. What the hell are those? Monsters? Eek! Where'd they even come from? It's just like in the Grimwald. The accumulation of their combined animosity must have brought forth the Nox. Haha, who gives a flying damn either way? These guys will be way more fun than those lame-ass resistance wimps. Oh, bro, I guess we have no choice. Oh my goodness. Damn. What clusterfuck. They're gone! Amazing! I can't believe you actually defeated those things! Whew, that takes care of that. If you guys are pathetic. You really think you can go head-to-head with Romn after carrying over small fry like that? Hey, come on, Hawk. Kuh. You think you know everything, don't you? Whether we're a match for them or not is besides the point. All that matters is making those Romans suffer every bit we have, and more. If we don't, everyone we lost 8 years back will have died for nothing. Right, guys? Right, we've come too far to give up now. I'll give up my life if it means getting revenge on Romn. Gaston, everyone, please! Do you really think that'll save Glia? Is that what you're really after? Is that really what you're after? Grr. Don't act like you get a say in any of this. What do you know? Enough. This ends here. Ah. Margot. How'd they get down here safely when without monstrum abilities anyway? Goodness me, I certainly didn't expect the monstrums to be here. Perhaps they're acquainted with those youngsters I met at the baths. In a sense. That aside, it would seem they've managed to carry out my request. Boss, I said enough, Gaston. The Bells of Freedom wasn't formed as a way to vent your frustrations. What? Vent my frustrations? Is that all this is to you? Do you have any idea how much we've been doing for Glia? Were that really the case, I would have stood behind you until the bitter end. As she who lit the first spark, I intended to support you no matter what the cost. To bear the weight of your lives and misdeeds as though they were my own. But I think you put it best, no? That all that matters is making those Romans suffer. That you'll give up your lives if it means getting revenge on Romn. Tell me, where in the creed of the Bells of Freedom have I missed those words? Fight without belief or conviction, and you'll be no different from those monsters. That's... Of course, all this is just as much my responsibility as everything else. Your old crone of a leader has failed to guide you on the path of right. For that, I apologize. I truly, truly do. Boss. That same fault lies with every one of us old-timers. But it's not too late. You youngsters still have your whole lives ahead of you. That's exactly right. I want you all to take this time to gather yourselves together and reflect. Both on what it really means to save Glia and on why the Bells of Freedom truly ring. So long as you safeguard the city with the pride, I know the right answer will come. I'm sure my boy wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Sob. Right as ever, boss. Also, it ends well. With nothing more boring than a happy ending. What follows now is up to them. Sorry I've put you all to this trouble, boys and girls. I can't say I knew how this would turn out, but I'm glad I made that request. We're glad we could help. Now we can come back to the bar.
No.
You have my thanks. The situation in Balduq is nearing its peak. You have my aid now more than ever before. As both the leader of the Bells of Freedom and the ever-stubborn old bat Margot Reyes. Adol and Yards returned to the bar to report what had happened soon after. Having finally solved her concerns over the resistance, Margot was welcomed back into the dandelion with open arms.
That takes care of that.
Full potion.
Have a moment?
Margot has once more shown us what it truly means to be a leader. Let's place our faith in her to guide the Bells of Freedom down the right path. I was locked up in prison 3 years ago to atone for my deeds. Yet all that time I just couldn't stop praying about those youngsters. But today I feel as though a weight has been lifted off my shoulders at last. You've done me a great service. In return, I'll be helping you out more than ever now. Oh, so you brought a new medical formula just for me. I'll just be taking that if you don't mind.
Well, hello there. Always such a tease.
It's in here somewhere, I just know it. All I have to do is find my way inside and get to searching.
Take care up there. Adol.
Oh, that was fast. Couldn't wait to get your hands in the pie, could you? That's not exactly it, no. We were just worried that what kind of mess you might be getting into this time alone. But first off, is it really true? Have you really found that hidden treasure you've been looking for all this time? That's right, take a gander. A worn out old wall. Or wait, something we can break, maybe? It's all on the other side, isn't it? Must be some sort of secret entrance. You can hear a faint echo coming from deep within. Wherever lies beyond this must lead to a wide underground space of some sort. I had a feeling you'd get me, Adol. See, I found this spot after going through some old Balduqian maps and literature. Most don't even give it a sidelong glance, plus it's near the prison's old fortress ruins. Considering the wall was completely sealed off, I have a sneaking feeling. No, total confidence that this is the place, no doubt about it. Though I'm sure the only part you care about is the actual ruins themselves, isn't it? Guess we don't have so much in common after all, not that it matters either way. In any case, the way inside seems to be filled with booby traps galore. It'd just be such a hassle for a fragile gal like me to step in all by her lonesome. Catching on yet? All I need for you is nice, strong boys and girls to help me explore the ruins. Naturally, I'll be paying you handsomely, given we actually find the treasure. We'd be happy to help.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you might. Not that he particularly gave us a choice. Adol's probably already tuned the rest of us out after hearing that. Yeah, well, what are we waiting for? Let's get to smashing this wall down. Hold on, you knew Adol wouldn't be able to say no to this, didn't you? We must be sure to keep our guard up. Oh, you really know just what to say to a girl. Now, without further ado, how about busting open that entrance for us, Mr. Raging Bull? Tough gal like you should be able to take it down in one hit, no? Yeah, just a sec. Well, this place is about as ruined as ruins can get. So this is where you think the royal family stashed their treasure centuries ago, huh? Considering it still has yet to be found, I'm almost inclined to believe it. Indeed, the numerous traps hidden within must be guarding some manner of prize. We will need to be cautious of what lies ahead. Now I'm getting excited, and of who's right next to me. Ha, as if you weren't already. Good to know I picked the right man for the job. I'll just let you Monstrums take the lead on this one. My money says the treasure's hidden all the way in the back. Let's get to it. If only she joined as a party member.
Shadow die! Something's there.
Flip this and hope it doesn't trigger any more traps. Light shell. What about you Shadow Dive on this?
Shadow dive!
Holy moly, it still opens up and tries to kill me even if I use Shadow Dive, huh? Interesting.
Off we go.
Right now!
Sturdy shell. Armored shell.
Shadow die!
Oh, a dead end. Looks like this room is as far as we can go. What? But there's nothing in here at all. Looks like we drew the losing ticket. Shall it work for nothing? I wouldn't be so sure about that. Look, it's an entrance to the Grimwald. So the treasure's in there.
Maybe...
You took the words right out of my mouth. Well, Monstrums, shall we? Whistle. Wow, look at all this gold and jewelry. I knew it, it's really here, the hidden treasure of 100 Years' War. For 5 centuries, they said it was nowhere to be found. Well, eat your hearts out. Oh ho, jackpot, Mama's gonna hit the big one. Your little lovelies are all coming home with me. Saradi, you're kinda scaring me. Well, she did basically fulfill her lifelong dream, more or less. Be as it may, why is all this in the Grimwald Nox to begin with? A trap. Oh, details. What's the matter? Isn't it finding an ancient unfound treasure trove enough on its own? If being a thief was really so bad, times like these wouldn't feel so good. Now come on, we're hauling this out of here. Start filling those pockets. Huh? Was only a matter of time. That's a lot of dudes! Lemures, I suppose we expected this. They've got another thing coming if they think they'll keep me from my prize. Everyone, out to these little claim jumpers, and they'll see you get a nice share of the pot. Alright, that should... Another batch of them? Oh no. How are these there's still so many? There's no end to them. They'll just keep popping up. I'm not so sure we have the means to handle this. We'll have to call it quits. Time for tactical retreat. Wait, but the treasure, my babies! This isn't the time for that, Saradi. We're leaving. You want to stay behind and complain? Be our guest. Whew, that was too close. Yeah, looks like the entrance closed up behind us too. Just so was that swarm of Lemures. Well, Lemures are born from enmity, right? Negative emotions and all that. And greed is one of them, a part of human nature no matter how much or how little. I'll bet tons of people have been looking for that treasure, just like the good duck here. I see, so after 500 years of accumulated greed, the treasure was eventually absorbed into the Monstrum Nox. That sounds almost too crazy to be true. Ugh, who gives a damn either way? Saradi, listen, I know you're not happy about this, but not even we can chase off 5 whole centuries worth of Lemures, you know? I know. Dead women spend no gold after all. It's just, I finally found that hidden treasure after all this time searching. And all I have to show for it is this piddly little thing. Hey! When you... Huh, can't keep our eyes off old sticky fingers here for a second, huh? It must be incredibly valuable, being a 500-year-old royal heirloom and all. Please, a tiny little pebble like this won't make up for all I went through to get here. Oh, that mountain of gold was my one-way ticket to the lap of leisure and luxury. But it's more thrilling this way, but you had fun, didn't you?
What?
What fun? You're right, Saradi looked like she was having the time of her life. Right from the moment we started, now that I think about it. Yeah, and that was before we even knew where the treasure existed to begin with. You would have done just about anything to find it, consequences notwithstanding. Huh, I guess that makes you and Adol birds of a feather. What, me? Haha. Now you're just being ridiculous, lumping me of all people in with an adventurer. Alright, I'm over it. We can head back. After all, every second I waste moping about some treasure I missed out on is a second better spent chasing down the next. That's the spirit. Question mark. She's persisted in nothing else. As Saradi's treasure hunting expedition came to an end, everyone returned to the surface. After parting ways, the Monstrums picked up where they left off in their activities.
I'm just happy we could help.
Gorgon gloves and Genius Green. The time of my life, huh?
Oh.
Oh, you're still here? I've already given you your reward, you know? You've got things to do, and I'm sure, so quit standing around and get to it. Don't worry, I'm not planning on ditching the down lane and skipping Glia or anything. At least not until I've scoped out the target of my next treasure hunt anyway.
Take care out there.
I just can't get it through my head what those knights are planning. My family and farm made it through the war unscathed, so I've got no grudges of my own. But families like Yufa's, they'd never have suffered so much loss if it weren't for Romn. Maybe those folks pushing for our independence have the right of it after all. Still, is this really the way to do it? Not like I could tell you.
Come back soon.
Shit.
Oh, that's weird. Isn't this MAXIM's usual spot? Oh no. Oh good, he's still here. Oh, it's you all. Got some business with me, or are you looking to cut a deal? We were just wondering if we could take a look at your wares. Fine by me, take your pick. But make it hasty, I'm a busy man. And a considerably nimble one in that. God, guy's more than meets the eye, that's for sure.
It's you. Looking to cut a deal.
Portrait of a girl, soul sparred, my only soul spar, oh man. A young girl from a noble family. You found Gaston? Thank goodness, I can finally put my worries to rest. Hopefully he shows his face back at the pub soon, he's one of my best regulars after all. I have a feeling it'd come to this, they've already risen to action. Way that they're marching, this won't end with just a simple inquiry to the government general. At this point, we might as well start readying up for another war. What do I do? At this rate, things will only go from bad to worse. The Knights certainly don't intend to settle this matter in any degree of peace. But if that's the case, is there really any corruption or was it all an elaborate ruse? The times like this are exactly when I wish a cardinal were here. The way the town feels right now reminds me of how scared I was in the war. What will we do when another one starts? Things were finally starting getting so peaceful here, too. I was more shocked than anyone to hear Bulgar was guilty of corruption. If anything, he's the last man I'd ever expected from. At any rate, we're investigating exactly what occurred at the Governor General's office. The populace will be informed once a verdict has been reached. We appreciate your patience. Oh, it's you, Credo. Have you heard anything from the Sir Gilbert Master Shallard? Who can say? If you're so worried, you should ask him yourself. Yes, it's just as you say. Alas, we hope the Church must always remain committed to neutrality. As such, there is nothing we can do in regards to this turn of events. Still, with how the Seneschal was behaving the other day, I can't help but be ill at ease. Sir Lucian's knights are the only ones I managed to contact at the chapter house. Those under Sir Gilbert's command are likely at the Governor General's office. I see, thank you, Sister Mel. They should know full well the impression that their sudden intrusion will bring them, which can only mean that Master Shallard intends to... Celestial Master, forgive this foolish bystander, if only I knew sooner. Ugh, what is with those idiot knights? I'm still waiting on my next shipment of prison goods, thanks to them. Revolt all you want, I don't care, but mess with my business and then it's my business. Has Warren Belger really been accused of corruption? I'm not saying it's impossible or anything, just a little sudden. I mean, where would he even get the time to scheme between all those Monstrum pursuits? Whoa, veering a bit into conspiracy territory there. Maybe I've read one book too many. What do I care if the city's all up in arms? Without anyone keeping an eye on me, I can slack off all I damn well please. Still, it feels like the whole world's going topsy-turvy in a way. My head hurts a little today. My shoulders feel heavy too, or is it just the air that's heavy? Phew, maybe my joy and fortune juice is running low. All the grown-ups have been acting real scared lately. You think it's the white cat or the cock getting into trouble again? No, I heard it was the knights or something. But they're supposed to be the good guys, aren't they? Wonder what's going on.
Adol.
Give Iris a portrait of a girl as a present. The color composition is adequate. The artist must be half decent. The girl is sort of cute too, but, it's you. Isn't it?
Wait a sec.
Hold on, this is not what I think it is it? Iris turns the canvas over. There's a faint writing on the back. Princess Eleanor's 3rd birthday. I knew it. I take back what I said about liking this. Get this thing away from me. I hate seeing my past self. But this painting is a gift, so... Fine, I will refrain from scrapping it. Even though looking at it causes me physical pain. The thought of receiving a gift from you, I do not hate it.
Oh, come on!
I have nothing more to say to you. Just go and do whatever it is you do, Adol. Everyone's been looking so scared lately. I don't know why, but it can't be anything some pretty flowers can't make better, right?
Find everything you... What can I get? Oh, done already.
I heard what happened to Miss Carla. How could they do such a thing without without evidence? Just try to stay strong, Miss Krisha. I will. This isn't the time for me to be bumming around. Well, all I hear ever these days is whatever's going on with the Governor General's office. What about me, huh? I'm toiling away every damn day, sunrise to sunset. Aw, shit. I'll never be able to pay back my debts at this rate. Not that I'm all too privy on things, but Master Shallard and Seneschal Gilbert aren't stupid. I doubt they plan on leaving this whole fiasco at just an accusation. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. The government general was staffed by the most vile of Roman soldiers after the war. At the time, we too supported the rebels' efforts to repel their oppressive rule. But under the relative peace of the Cardinal's administration, this revolt comes as a shock. I fear the uprising this time around may be more for vengeance sake than Glia's. Sorry, old man, you had to deal with me being a self-centered brat all this time. What the hell was I thinking? I lost sight of myself and I never even noticed. Now enough of that, Gaston. You've still got your youth, don't you? A few petty crimes won't keep you from starting over as many times as you need. Yeah, you're right. Thanks. I saw a job offer for a domestic worker and went for an interview at the Noble District. But with all the chaos about the knights, I ended up getting sent away. So just when I was starting to get pumped too, now I'm just flat out deflated. Gaston's been fussing and fidgeting over something or other for some time now. Just this morning, he rushed off somewhere before the sun even finished rising. I just hope he isn't falling back into old ways again. Those knights are just taking our jobs, and they're not even being subtle about it. As things stand, the warden too must have been... Damn those revolutionaries. But we can't engage them, not as we are now. God, here it is. One of these days, they'll pay for what they've done. In truth, I wanted to wait inside to see how things turned out at the Governor General's. But these walks are absolutely vital to my dear little Poteron's health. I can only pray the knights withdraw by the time we return. Work's been cancelled for today. Direct order from the higher-ups. Seems the Romans at the prison are being held up by the knights or something, too. It's been mass chaos. Here, there, everywhere, really. What's going on? We received a message from the prison mines foreman requesting your mediation. They wish to consult you immediately about the miners' compensation. At a time like this, I'll head over now, so keep them busy until I get there. Yes, sir. There's something you might want to know about the gold procurement from the Salsetta. There was a logistical error, so the deal has been suspended. During that period, the market has shifted quite a bit. And what have you done about it? Where are you a supervisor for? I'm not here to solve a very trivial matter. My apologies, sir. Mr. Pendleton, how would you like me to reply to the Altago branch? The current sovereign requests your presence at the royal banquet. Altago, that's too far. I can't leave the company for that long without Carla here. Tell the branch manager to attend the banquet in my place. Well, he certainly looks busy. Yeah, probably because Carla's not here. Miss Krisha. Oh, really is Miss Krisha. What? Mr. Reach. If Miss Krisha were to return, it would solve a great many of her predicaments. Why have you come back? I heard Carla was detained, so I... Leave. Huh? Krisha, the affairs of this company no longer concern you. Pendleton is no place for the likes of a dingy florist such as yourself. Oh, I... Krisha. Wait, this is her battle to fight. What? You can't mean it, Sir Reach. Yes, Miss Krisha's here to offer her... You too, stay out of this. Ah.
Father, you're right. I did leave Pendleton, but I'm still a part of this family. I'll never forget everything that you and Carla have done for me. So please.
The time for remission has long passed. It was your decision to leave. Once you've made a decision, you must commit to it and accept its consequences.
I understand. Then I have a proposal. As the owner of Le Petit Fleuriste, I propose a business arrangement.
Huh?
What did you say?
Is the flower shop somehow going to be able to get Carla back from that situation?
We at Le Petit Fleuriste offer to provide investigative services to Pendleton. We will confirm the safety and whereabouts of Carla Pendleton, your chief of sales. As compensation, we seek the white sarin flowers that bloom across Altago. We understand you have these seeds in stock, and ask that you give us a courtesy discount. We will also require you to provide any and all information relevant to the investigation.
Do you have any idea what you're suggesting? How can I partner with a flower shop from the slums with no reputable achievements?
A man with your merit and experience should be able to tell if we are trustworthy.
What?
Under the conditions I propose, Pendleton would incur no liabilities. Like you said, our shop is still small. That is why we offer to shoulder the risk. As someone once told me, gains are made by taking losses.
You'll be up against the Hieroglyph Knights, who are on the brink of war against the Empire. What can a lone flower shop do?
We won't saddle you with the details. I know Pendleton is busy enough as it is. But I can guarantee that the results will be satisfactory.
Miss Krisha. Impressive.
Krisha, why is it only now that you're able to do this?
Turns out, I had a lot to learn from opening a shop of my own. At first, I was afraid to even decide on order quantities without you and Carla. But if I wanted to keep my shop open, I knew I had to make decisions on my own. I couldn't run away like I used to, even from things I wasn't good at. It was just common sense thinking back. I'm embarrassed it took me so long to learn.
So it was I who stifled your growth.
That's not true at all. Without you and Carla, I would have never learned the things I needed to get to this point. I could have never done this on my own. That's why I have to save Carla.
I filed a complaint with the Roman garrison for what happened to Carla, but Warden Belger wasn't there, so it was a fruitless endeavor.
Huh?
Was any and all information relevant to the investigation not one of your conditions?
Father!
Alas, the garrison didn't have any information, But for whatever reason, the Knights did. According to them, Carla was detained on suspicion of colluding with the Monstrums.
Really? Does that mean...
The charges alone aren't enough to incite suspicion. For all we know, they could be true. I'm sure Carla's reasons would have been justified. It was the fact that they had the gall to arrest someone from Pendleton without consulting me. Considering my relationship with them, it is a most unwarranted and concerning act.
They're not even bothering with keeping up appearances anymore.
Or maybe they don't need to.
I can't believe it.
My personnel in the mines report that the Knights often meet in the prison's restricted sector. Rumors are circulating that the Knights are holding their newly captured prisoners there.
The restricted sector. Maybe Carla's there too.
It is a possibility. That's all the information I have about Carla at the moment.
Thank you, Father.
I can't believe they intend to rebel against the Empire by usurping the Governor General. While it's true the Empire did invade Glia, it's better governed under them than the royal family. I think the current events are a necessary step in history, but a rough one nonetheless.
Mr. Pendleton.
I'll send word if I get any more information. Be careful.
I will.
One last thing, about your shop. Its location lacks visibility and is disadvantageous to your exposure. Even small changes can bring about vast improvements to your business's image. Remember what I've taught you.
Okay. Thank you, Father.
Wow, you rocked that, Krisha. Huh? Rocked what? Standing up to your dad, what else? You really surprised me there. Yeah, I surprised myself if anything. I'm glad I was able to tell him how I felt though. And we were able to acquire some useful information besides. So where to next? All that remains is the Colosseum. Yeah, Felix was taken into custody by the Knights too. We need to find out exactly what happened. Let's go, Adol.
I'm looking around.
Miss Krisha, what you did just now was nothing short of amazing. The terms of our negotiation certainly won't be easy to fulfill, but if I may be so bold, I have the fullest faith you'll be able to do so. Thanks, Konsei, we won't let you down.
Have a wonderful day.
It's my estimation that Carla has been taking the restricted sector of the prison. I cannot begin to imagine what you were planning, but I can only ask that you bring Carla home. Just what is that Master Shuttler playing at here? His whole neutrality shtick was the only reason I ever found him credible. But I'll link this over on my own time. You let me know if you want anything. I've been getting in some research on the 100 Years' War before the festival hits. The accounts were so descriptive, it really sold home the fact that it actually happened. That said, reading all that war stuff has me on edge over this incident with the Knights. The Hieroglyph Knights are staging a revolt. Their success could spell the end of Rom's imposing threat on our native Ispani. With that in mind, it may be in our best interest to support this insurrection. We mustn't, Master Wajun. We foreigners have no place meddling in Glean affairs. Bear in mind that an Hispanic tribe as remote as ours has little power to offer here. Well, I know that, of course, but be that as it may. Personally, I'm more worried about looters and whatever the Knights are doing. With both the Knights and the garrison tied up, the town's defenses are left wide open.
Take a look around.
I was planning on treating my apprentice to a nice meal or something today, but from what I hear, the situation in town is getting kind of serious. I'm a little worried where this will all end up, especially this close to the festival. I heard about what happened to Carla. You holding up alright, Krisha? Yeah, I'll be okay. This isn't the time for moping around. I know that much. I see. It's funny, you should have been a second from bawling if this happened a month ago. But you're right, I'd better get a hold of myself too. This matter with the Knights has the whole town bent out of shape. At this rate, we'll end up running ourselves right into another war with Romn. It's downright depressing is what it is. Feels like 8 years ago all over again. Papa, is something bothering you today? You've got that same face you always had back when we lived at the manor. I like it better when you're smiling, like when we're out fishing together. Were I still nobility, I'd have supported Knight's cause in a heartbeat. But it's not so easy now that I've fallen from grace in the life of the everyman. As bad as it sounds, protecting my family comes before protecting Glia. Something terrible has happened. I'm not too sure what exactly, but Seneschal Gilbert's announced an indictment against Warden Belger to all of the Knights. Apparently the Warden's under suspicion of both corruption and breach of trust. They said they would petition an inquiry into the nature of his crimes against Glia. It's starting to feel like the war all over again, or maybe even a revolution. Hey, is it true though? Is the Warden really guilty of corruption? What did Warden Belger actually do in the first place? Pocket tax money? What about the rumors that the Knights are revolting against Romn? My apologies, we've only received word just this morning. Seneschal Gilbert and his squad should have the details you're looking for. We'll make a citywide announcement once he returns from the Governor General's office. Oh, it's you, Credo. Seneschal Gilbert and his squad are storming the Governor General's office. Turns out their little operation was a probe into Warren Belger's misdeeds. Unbelievable. I completely trusted that man this entire time, too. How could I have been so gullible? I'll have to reflect upon this. While you're at it, maybe you should reflect on how gullible you're being now, too. What do you mean by that? Nice try. Figure it out for yourself. Adults speak of revolution, but can that really be true? Without mother and father present, whatever shall become of me? Please don't fret, my lady. I shall be there to watch over you. We cannot be certain that the knights will revolt just yet. There is no need to panic over something like that may not be happening to begin with. Is that so? That is quite a relief in that case. Yeah, even so. Not to worry, I shall make inquiries regarding the situation post-haste. Please remain in the house with Sir Todd for the time being, my lady. And here I thought we had to be on the lookout for the Monstrums. Having seen the knight's deeds, I can only hope this doesn't develop further. It shames me to think that I never imagined things coming to this. I'm well aware that a nation's defeat would rouse animosity towards the victors, but who'd have expected the knights to make their move 8 years after the fact? Is it really alright for Drolls to be going out at a time like this? I'm just so worried. Do I go after him? I know he can take care of himself, but oh dear, what should I do? It's only natural she'd be worried. I just hope things settle down soon. Knights revolt and all. Where'd Drolls run off today anyway? I just hope we can get home without being stopped by the knights or the soldiers. Quick, prepare my carriage. We have to leave this town at once. There's no mistake. They must be planning to revolt in the name of glee and independence. I will not be waiting patiently for them to start taking us Roman nobles hostage. I sincerely wish we could, but if rumor holds true, the knights are keeping watch over the main gates. How could this happen? At this rate, they'll have my head for lambasting the knights' incompetence. I'd best get to thinking of ways to protect myself.
Yeah.
Is this?
Never dreamed something so awful as this could happen. Publicly, the knights are only inquiring about the warden's potential corruption, but to storm the Governor General's the way they did, this isn't normal. They've declared Romn unfit to govern, and that Glia must move toward independence. Who knows what this might come to? The knights exited the Governor General's just as I finished preparing my canvas. They have surely already occupied the office by that point, yet they made no attempt to apprehend me, despite my fleeing at the sight. I can only surmise they don't wish to inflict any undue harm, even upon us Romans. Knights came rolling out in droves. I couldn't do a thing against them. And on top of that, Reese happened to be at the office at the same exact time. What kind of gate guard can't even guard a gate? I'm a total failure.
Oh my.
Oh, Krisha, my dear, I heard about what happened to poor Carla. It's just awful. And on top of that, they say the knights have stormed the Governor General's too. It's one worrisome event after another. Just what could be going on here? The whole town's been baying their breath and worry over where this will mean war. Yeah, I've been having a hard time making any sense of it myself. And it's so close to the Victory Day Festival too. The saint herself would be saddened but to see her town in such disarray. If only there were an amicable solution to all this. All this talk of war could end up making the Lemures stronger. The saint would be saddened, you say. I have no shortage of worries, but fretting over them won't do very much. All I can do is pray the matter doesn't turn any more dire than it already is.
Always a pleasure to
The whole town's been bating their breath and worry over where this will mean war. Okay, the festival is important, yes, but at this point I fear for what will become of life as we know it. Now I've finished that super difficult assignment Master Giselle gave me, everything else I've had to weave feels easy peasy in comparison. I guess that means all my hard work really did pay off, huh? But something tells me this isn't really the time to be thinking about work. Whew, break time at last. Master Marcel's really turned up the heat on my training recently. I've been forging so many shields while he yells at my head off, dawn to dusk. It's tough, don't get me wrong, but in a way that's kind of the fun of it. When I look at Potts, I see in him the way I used to be a long time ago. I was a rebellious sort at his age too, quarreled with my master every damn day. You can't strike the iron without making a few sparks fly, that's just how smithing is. Suppose you could say the same for us craftsmen too. I better go check on him. This commotion in town could ruffle just about anyone up. Talk about a migraine, the knights are acting up, people are getting carried away. And on top of all that, I have to set up our stall for the Victory Day Festival. Ugh, I don't even know where to begin. Things sound to be getting real tense over at the Governor General's office. But with all the festival prep and deliveries to make, Artisan Lane's got its own worries. It's been all hands on deck over here, and a real mess of a deck at that. And now we don't even know if the Victory Day festivities are going to be held as planned. Can't do much but keep an eye on things and carry on, us and the government general both. I used to see the knights all the time on my early morning training runs. Never would have known they were on a mission to take over the Governor General's. God, looks like the strong arm's got his hands tied on this one. I've been hearing the most unsettling rumors going around this morning. Apparently people are getting hauled off to prison for crimes they never committed. That's just like what happened to my brother. Grisfell, what awful business have you gotten yourself wrapped up in? And just what are the knights thinking? As if I wasn't worried enough before. It's you lot. You're at the Cultural Heritage Site. Oh, you're that government official we ran to. Is something the matter? You're looking pretty tired. Tired? I suppose I might be. I've ended up wanted by the Hieroglyph Knights somehow or another. The Knights are after you.
Huh?
Probably as a hostage. I'm here by Imperial decree. This man has nothing short of high treason. Damn that Shadow Lord. He deceived us. Seizing the government general must be some form of revenge to them. Nevertheless, I have a plan to... Huh? Those accursed knights, if you'd excuse me. Oh geez, why does this have to happen right before the festival of all times? Say rumors are true, and the revolt really is brewing. What will happen to Balduq? Where are the knights after dragging that bullfighter away like that? This revolt against Romn they're setting off is just harming Gleans in the process. It's completely absurd. I just can't see what the Master's aim is here. Arresting people who haven't committed any crimes is absurd enough as it is. Okay. But mere knights attempting to defy us, the Roman Empire? What foolery! Damn it, we should be putting a stop to this right away, but we can't act without orders. Chain of command is messed up, huh? In what world does a great guy like Felix end up thrown into prison? The garrison's in turmoil too. It's like there's a heavy pall over the whole city. Perseverus is gonna end up too frightened to compete at this rate. If the Hieroglyph Knights want to revolt, I'll gladly cheer them on. Life's only gotten harder for Gleans thanks to the Romans. If they think we're gonna take that thing down, well, they better think again. But at times like this, he and Chante would probably disagree with me on that. Felix never seemed like a bad guy to me. He always came by to say hi and everything. In what world would someone like him end up carted off to prison? But as strong as it's got me, we can't do much but wait for his return. Sorry folks, today's entertainment's on hold. Official orders from the higher-ups. Just how far do them knights plan on taking all this revolution hoo-ha anyway? No way seasoning up the Governor General's gonna be the end of it. Colosseum seems emptier than usual. Guess they really did put all their showing on hold after all. We need to find out why Felix was taken away by the knights. Talking to his co-workers is probably the fastest way to do just that. Alright, let's go. It's too early to know for sure just yet, but going by public opinion, the knights have a bit of a lead over the Romans here. This isn't good. I didn't expect this place to get caught up in a whole Glean revolution. If war's brewing on the horizon, I'd prefer to pack up and book it as soon as possible. That said, the city does feel oddly calm. Excuse me. Oh, you're Felix's friends, right? We are. We heard he never made it home last night. That would be because he was taken to the prison. Oh. I'm sorry, I objected to what the knights were doing, really, I did. The rumors are true then. But they can't be. Why Felix of all people? It's not like he has any political clout like Carla would have. Remember the bull that went on the rampage during the show? He was taken on suspicion of endangering spectators with his reckless bull handling. You're joking! I wish I was. Anyone who was there knows it wasn't his fault. It's gotta be some mistake or something. No, maybe they're using him specifically as a hostage against Yufa. The knights were the ones to blame for that in the first place. Man, those guys will make up any random offense to toss someone in the clink. Those dirtbags are just framing him at this point. I was thinking just the same. Nothing good can come from this. Guess this means the knights have some business with your boy toy. There's some kind of common link with your sister getting hauled in, pussycat? You mean between Carla and Felix? Not exactly comparable. I mean, he is compassionate, I guess, and surprisingly kind and smart, and... Wait, God, just what are you trying to make me say here? It's okay, Yufa, calm down. Drop dead. When exactly was Felix taken away yesterday? In the evening, right after a night show got cancelled out of nowhere. The knights called out and stopped Felix on their way home from the Colosseum. Well, not just the knights, some Roman soldiers were there too. Roman soldiers? So they were in on it too? Actually, they were trying to bail him out. Apparently they were there during that show when the bull got out of control. The Romans were helping him, but Felix ended up taken away by force out of their way. The Roman soldiers said they couldn't do anything about it without a warrant. Just what is up with all this? Felix. It's not the only one who got taken away. The whole city's been on edge. And here everybody thought the knights were the good guys. Well, anyway, here's hoping Felix comes back to us soon. So Felix really was taken away by the knights. I'm so sorry, Yufa. I'll be okay. We can't just stick around here. Let's just head back to the Dandelion for now. It's either that or watch you mope around till the cows come home. Well, we have finished checking every place we needed to. Let's go back to the Dandelion and sort things out, like Yufa said. Yes, let's. So I went to the chapter house to probe those corruption charges against the prison warden. I wasn't satisfied with their official report, but I kept repeating it over and over. I see, your work is much appreciated, Dale. Easing the fear of the citizenry and quelling unrest are our top priorities for now. Go out into the city with the rest of the staff and speak with the townspeople. Try not to make a scene. We'll update them on the situation of the knights as it comes. Sure, you got it.
Hello.
None of us at the Bureau know a thing about the corruption charges against the warden. But that doesn't stop guests from playing in to ask. It's been just awful. So the knights really were snatching people up off the streets. Master and Commander Shallard, what exactly does he intend to do with them? But the knights haven't done anything drastic since they captured the Governor General's office. That's what I don't like. It's the calm before a storm. Perhaps it has something to do with the recent arrest. I find it difficult to believe that they've come this far just to hang up their hats now. Maybe they're waiting for something. What? Don't look at me. I haven't shown up to work in a while, so I'm out of the loop as you are. Master Shallard. As you're all aware, he is a venerable and deeply entrusted ambassador between Glia and Romn. Despite it, it wouldn't be unexpected in the least to be fostered a deep hatred for Romans. Really? How can you tell? Master Shallard always seemed like a guy with a proclivity for the moderate. When Glia was invaded by the Empire, he was on the front lines defending Balduq. A massive battle erupted on the outskirts of Balduq. The 4th Battalion, commanded by General Borden of the royal family, suffered defeat. The general retreated from the battlefield into the safety of Balduq's walls. The Roman army, with a victory in sight, pursued him without mercy. I believe this was the battle which resulted in your parents' passing, Yufa. In mere moments, Balduq was besieged by a Roman general known as Roaring Leo. The battle soon became a siege war. Tell us something we don't know. Yeah, I remember the city being in chaos when I was growing up. You see, it was that moment that ignited the chain of events leading to our crisis today. The 4th Battalion was outmatched and desperate, for its provisions were depleted. At the same time, the city was being overrun by riots and pillaging from within. Shallard was stationed with a company that chose to obey orders and stand their ground. Knowing that they wouldn't last, Shallard executed a plan that would turn the tide of battle. He took a small number of troops and snuck past the siege under the cover of night. Under the guise of reinforcements using flambeaus, they ambushed the Roman army. In response, the 4th Battalion agreed to advance and launch a pincer movement. That's not a bad strategy. Indeed, they even managed to obtain approval from the stubborn General Borden. The maneuver was set into motion, and the stationary troops engaged the rear guard. The disarrayed Romans struggled to respond. Then they waited for the 4th Battalion. But the Balduq gates never opened, and the 4th Battalion never emerged. So they just left them to die? Correct. Supposedly the general changed his mind before the maneuver was to begin. Needless to say, the Romans regained their composure and retaliated. They made quick work of Shallard and his company. That's terrible. Balduq's stationary troops were comprised of young talented men. In all but an instant, all of Shallard's trusted comrades were annihilated. All that happened right outside the city walls. It's a truth the Glean royal family kept from the outside world to this day. They announced their unconditional surrender right after that, didn't they? That's right, but that wasn't the end of Shallard's efforts. After the surrender, Shallard proposed that the families of his fallen comrades be indemnified. The royal family promptly refused. Shortly after, Shallard was baptized and founded the Hieroglyph Knights in Glia. That explains his Glia complex. I feel terrible for him, but it's not enough to reason to roll over and just let him get his revenge. I agree, nothing good can come out of this. I hear ya, so what's this gonna be, Adol? Let's find the truth behind the prison. Let's put a stop to Shallard's plans. I'm probably not the only one who thinks there's something fishy about that place, and I'm curious to know what Dad's up to. But it's clear that Shallard has something to do with what's going on inside the prison. And I just know that Carla and Felix are being held in the restricted sector. Just you wait, I'm gonna have his head on a platter. And it's settled. It's great that you're all pumped up and all, but the restricted sector is on high alert now. Your gifts might not be all it takes to get through unscathed. It was only a matter of time before something was done about all those break-ins. If only there was a way to get inside without being noticed at all. Let me guess, explore more ruins. The restricted sector, wasn't there an old aqueduct there? Was there? Hey, check out the big brand on the kid. I think I remember too. Judging by the direction, it's probably drawing water from Seal Canyon. Seal Canyon. It's just northeast of the city, right about here. Then that's our new front door. There's a barrier blocking this passage. How convenient. Then we have to dispel this barrier before we can go in. But we have to do it without Aprilis giving us support skills. We're ready to go whenever you are, Adol. Be careful out there. There's hieroglyph knights at every corner of the city. New quest already? Oh, hey there, Adol. You don't need to freak out. I'm not here for anything urgent. I came to get advice on staying in shape so I can be ready to go question my dad. Well, I can't offer you much more than the usual advice. Watch your diet, rest often. Here you are, right in front of me, and yeah, I can't do a thing to help. I've given you countless checkups right now, too. Honestly, I'm a little disheartened. Disheartened, you? Well, I may not be much of one, but I am still a physician. You know, the helplessness of all you know not being enough. The despair of letting a patient die. As long as I hold people's lives in my hands, these feelings will always haunt me. I may be out of line including myself here, but that's just the price of being a doctor. The price of being a doctor? Then what about Dad? How does he feel about my illness?
Adol.
Oops, seems I may have gotten a little too out of character there. Hoity-toity, talk like that is better suited for more respectable doctors than me.
Take care up there.
I always thought about what was going through Dad's head when he left. I never considered he might have left because he was searching for a cure.
That's right.
This incident is liable to be an ordeal not only for us, but the whole of Glia. War with Romn will be all but inevitable should things continue as they are. Whatever it is Cheller is scheming, I don't care for it one single bit. Gracious me, this is what happens when you let your anger take the reins. We'll just have to stop him ourselves. That's real convincing coming from you. Huh, that we do. We're the only ones cognizant enough to do it. But don't forget, you have the leader of the Bells of Freedom on your side.
Adol.
My apologies, I was merely ruminating about a memory. When I look upon this tea, I recall it vividly. Each time we had a tea party, she would place the teacup before me. Again, I apologize. This is an inappropriate time to be reminiscing. I will suppress these thoughts so that I may concentrate on infiltrating the restricted sector.
Adol!
We have to do something about Master Schaller and Carla. Let's go, Adol. Got a moment to spare, Adol? I was on my way to check up on our inventory. I could use a hand. Phew, that should do it.
Thanks a bunch, Adol. Just look at it. The Dandelion's really come a long way. It wasn't long ago when it was just an empty building. Then we made a few friends. And now, it's one of the local favorites.
Thanks to you, Dogi. It's a hideout to be proud of.
Don't thank me. Everyone did their fair share. It's not often we get to stay put in one city for this long. The Monstrums, the prisoners, the townspeople, a whole lot of fine folk here. I'll admit, I appreciate the occasional change of scenery from the usual oceans and mountains. You of all people would understand that the most, huh? It's a great city, but it's got its share of problems, like the Grimwald Nox and the Monstrum curse. But we're all in this together. Not just you and me, but all our pals at the Dandelion. One thing at a time. Right, Adol?
You feel the same pain pulsing through you as you felt when you fainted.
Hey, Adol, you okay?
It's alright, I'm fine.
No.
Okay, but take it easy, yeah? You probably haven't fully recovered yet. You should get some rest. I'm not sure how our adventure is gonna pan out this time, but no matter what comes at us, we'll beat it somehow, like we always do. There's still so much to see out there. So many adventures awaiting.
Just thinking about it gives me the chills. I can always count on you, partner.
Yeah.
Right back at you. Let's get through this in one piece, Adol.
When hit KO reach max level. Looks like the Resistance members made it back to the city. The Knights aren't much for helping right now, so it's a relief we put a stop to it. Oh, you are finally going to see the restricted sector. You are spirited and determined. That is what makes you you, Adol. You and all the Monstrums, the Crimson King included, have nearly reeled in the truth. Just remember, Morbahan is always watching over you. Adol, just the person I needed to see. There is something I wished for you to see. Could you wait here with Gramps?
I'm looking forward to seeing what Iris has to show us. Do you know anything about it at all?
Gramps, Adol, thank you for waiting. So, what do you think?
You better say it looks good, or I'll stab your eyes out!
It looks nice. Is something different?
Of course it does. Shantae made it special. Just for yours truly.
That was very generous of him. But if Shantae was the one who made it for you, then does that mean you're...
That's correct. From now on, I'll be working at the Dandelion. I'm hanging up my hat as an assassin. I'm putting it all behind me, along with my royal title. It was just a name anyway.
That's a very big decision, Iris.
Yes. After coming to the Dandelion, I've since learned the error of my ways. I blame the Romans for everything bad that happened to me. And I spent my life running. But I'm done with that. I want to start living for myself, like all of you are. Starting from now, I'm just going to be plain old Iris.
Good for you. I support your decision. I think it's a much better job for you than being an assassin.
Yes, I think you are right.
Though I hope you don't think you're getting out of receiving a proper education. I understand that you can read and write, but there's much to learn about the world.
Ugh.
And if you're going to work here, you'll need to learn etiquette as well. Be sure to address Shantae with respect. He is your manager now.
Now you sound just like the overbearing goody two-shoes who raised me.
The one who raised you as an assassin, what kind of person was he?
He was some kind of black market dealer or whatever. And he was stubborn to boot. I commanded him countless times to teach me how to kill, but he only taught me self-defense.
Maxim?
I found out later, he never intended to teach me how to be an assassin in the first place. As a favor to someone who died before I was born. The one who entrusted me to him.
I see. It must have been difficult for you to part with him. You should be grateful to your parents and the man who took you in. Because of them, you have the opportunity to live an honest life.
See what I mean? Overbearing! If you piss me off, I will gut you.
I thought you retired from being an assassin.
Yes, I did. But... Oh, by the way, I made something for you two. You had better stay put until I get back.
Ah, this tea looks excellent. Shall we, Adol?
The tea has a startling amount of spice that burns your throat.
This tea is rather invigorating.
Gotcha, losers! I spiked it with the hottest spices from his spawny. I may not be an assassin anymore, but I never said I was going to be some law-abiding citizen. You had better watch what you eat around here, too.
You sure got us good. But I do hope you'll keep these practical jokes to a minimum.
Affinity with Iris is now at max. Imperious rally walled up, okay. If you'll excuse me, I have dishes and tables to attend to. Do you have a problem with that? I'm a staff member of the Dandelion. What else do you expect? Don't push yourself too hard, Yufa. At this rate, we're going to run out of potatoes. It's fine, don't worry. I'll just go for more round, even slices this time. I'll just take this one here and... You have a grasp of fresh potato. She attempts to grip it, and it flies out of her hand. Ah! Guess it's smashed potatoes again. Sorry, Syl. Sometimes I forget I'm stronger than I realize. It's alright. Potatoes are versatile that way. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Plus, I'm sure you must have a lot on your mind right now. Leave the cooking to me, Yufa. You just focus on bringing your boyfriend back safe and sound. How many times do I have to say it? He isn't my boyfriend. But thanks, Syl.
Yes.
Yufa must be exhausted from balancing so many responsibilities. I wish I could do something to help her. After all, she's not just a coworker, she's a friend too.
Call for me whenever you like.
Do you see that just now? I thought if I kept myself busy, it would make me feel more at ease. When I heard the Roman soldiers had tried to defend Felix, I didn't know what to think anymore. I still don't think I can completely forgive them for what they did to my parents. But it's more complicated than that now.
Hey.
Ugh, brooding is someone like me. Never mind that. We have to rescue the people in the restricted sector. Let's go, Adol. So this establishment has finally opened for business. All this talk of a rebellion is nothing but embellished malarkey. I just remembered that I saw a woman, perhaps a Roman officer, at the entrance. She must have been on the run, must be remembering something about going into hiding. How the tables have turned on the Romans, though all this hoopla doesn't concern me. They said the Knights staged a revolt, but I wonder what's really going on. Perhaps they simply had a difference of opinion with the garrison. Rumor has that the entire family was apprehended by the Knights late last night. They were upsetting as could be, and certainly far from the criminal type. Honestly, just what is this city coming to? You barely take a step through the town without hearing about the Knights. Yet no one's even so much as seen Master Shadowlord. He's their heart and soul. If only they'd bar explaining even a bit of what's going on to us. Whew, could really go for a drink right about now. With all that hubbub out in town, quite cool down my usual spots so long overdue. The Hieroglyph Knights! Oh no, we're done for, aren't we? Now I recognize them. These guys are from Lucian's squad.
I see.
So not all the Knights are participating in the revolt. Correct, sir. Those most actively doing so fall under Seneschal Gilbert's squad. We've succeeded in having a few of our own infiltrated ranks for the time being. Good. Continue prioritizing the safety of the citizens and the government general staff. Our situation isn't ideal. You'll have to be flexible with your decisions as they arise. I will accept full responsibility. Now go. Prove your pride as Hieroglyph Knights. Yes, sir. Hey, dude. Alex finally made it back. Where'd he go to begin with? Oh well, not like it matters to me, dude. Yo there, Dandelion crew. Sorry for stepping out my shift for so long. My pal and I were having a little feud, but we worked it out, thanks to the Monstrums. I'm gonna have to start thinking hard about on what the future holds for me now.
Adol.
Don't neglect your weapon maintenance, King. I don't want you dragging me down like last time. God, this time for sure. I'm gonna solve my score with Shadowlord.
Yeah.
Peril seems to be in a better mood than usual today, huh? Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. It's just, well, in his case, it kind of puts me even more on edge.
Come back anytime.
Yeah, but Adol, so...
You know, it's not just Cyrus. Everybody's been changing lately. Crayon and now feel a lot easier to talk to than before, for instance. Oh, and they've changed too. Now that Krisha's taught me how to do math, I'm doing inventory better than ever. Okay. Got a problem in the prison and you all to help me take care of it. I mean the back alleys. And then Dogi. A group of Drolls show up in the Beast Enclosure. You know, the one under the prison near the Groaning Grotto. Prisoner or not, I doubt Aprilis would just turn a blind eye to this if she were here. Can I count you guys to take care of it? Report to me once you've gotten rid of them all. The Drolls. Remember those I have to defeat with Valkyrie Hammer. But how strong can they be at this point? Holy shit!
A most impressive feat.
Gah. Looks like they aren't armored this time, which is convenient. Holy shit, they deal way too much damage.
All right. Consume them! Get back! Arise, Necklace Ram!
I want to get even stronger!
Valkyrie Hammer!
Allow me. On guard. Striking up. On guard. To me.
There's still more. If I got them all already.
My turn.
All right. Arise, Necklace Ram! Consume them! Pay attention. Consume them! Consume them!
Here's through.
Valkyrie Hammer!
I will
Consume
not let
them!
go.
That was impressive. Valkyrie Hammer! Get back! Get back!
Here we go!
Why are there so many of these guys?
Taking point.
Sink to the abyss.
Activating boost mode.
Got him. They weren't armored, but they were high enough level to actually threaten me. Oh, and one other thing. I know you were reporting to Aprilis in her subjugation quest. With her gone, you can just report to me in her stead. Shantae, Parks, and I will figure out a way to get you compensated for it. It's difficult being reminded about what happened to her. But for now, just get out there and put your best foot forward.
Sure thing. So, what's the situation?
Good work out there.
Good work out there. Here, it's all yours.
Bloodfang.
A most favorable outcome.
And that gets me a Nox gate.
Finally, a chance for some real fun.
There you are. You got some time to spare right now. Sure, he seems a little different than usual. Maybe you saw the request. Either way, I've got a job for you. One only you Monstrums could pull off since you've stuck in the prison enough times already. You what? You figured it out. You really think I wouldn't? You're not the most discreet customers I've ever had. But don't worry, you got your business and I've got mine. That's the rule. God, so much for that. Something must have happened in prison to make you break your policy, right? You think so? It's highly probable, given the situation. The Knights have taken hold of the prison under the guise of a revolt, after all. My request is simple. I need you to help me infiltrate the prison. As for a route, I'll direct you. Your only job is to back me up until I reach my objective inside. While the details are lacking, this request does appear to be more than a mere impulse. Yeah, I can tell you've been thinking this through. What should we do, Adol? Request accepted. The deal is sealed. Fair warning though, it'll get pretty messy after we sneak in. The prison is currently manned by a whole battalion of the Knight's most capable men. I won't be able to rely on my usual tricks to get this done. Do you have a plan? In a sense, I've got a forbidden trump card for situations like these. I don't like the sound of that. The Knights and the Romans are still in turmoil. It's the perfect time to strike. All they need is a little push, pandemonium greater than they've experienced thus far. So you plan to fulfill your objective while their guard is down. I can't say I know your goals, but it's a foolhardy plan to say the least. And who better to call for foolhardy plans than us Monstrums, huh? Well, personally speaking, I have something I wouldn't mind looking into there myself. Same here. Getting our hands on some intel will definitely help offset the cost. Have you already planned out a route of entry into the prison? Yeah, I'll lay it out for you now. This will be our most dangerous job yet. I'm trusting you on this, Monstrums. So Adol and his comrades began drafting out an infiltration strategy with MAXIM. After informing the Dandelion, preparations were made to carry out the plan. Prison infiltration accepted. Things will get messy after we sneak in. Make sure we're prepared. Are you ready? Yeah. Acknowledge. Let's get started. Man, I'm so pumped about this you wouldn't believe. I guess someone has to be. Anyway, what's our first move? We're infiltrating the prison through the path in the entertainment district ramparts. Let's make our way over. Look at them, bright and bushy-tailed as ever. Shouldn't be a problem as long as I play cool. Though it won't be half as fun with that loudmouth Belger missing out. Heh, the plan's already in motion, huh? Fine by me, I've been bored stiff without my favorite stooge around. Time for me to make it a killing. We're in. Wait, the way's blocked off. Can we look at that? They've gone and gated the place up. Guess those knights must have been tired of playing zookeeper. Makes you wonder what the place was for to begin with. Anyhow, this one looks like it'll be tougher than usual to knock down. That won't be necessary. I've already planned for this. Before that, you sure you're willing to go through with this? We'll go as well as we can get. Huh, can't wait to see what the Monstrum's gonna do from up close. I'll guide the way. May fortune be with us all. Let me guess, the owl's going to pull the lever. Or they have explosives. What was that? Hell if I know. Fortify your defenses. There, the pap's open. Let's get moved. Don't stop until you've brought every last one of them to heal. Bit of an extreme way to put it, but I suppose I'm not against it. Now, everyone, shall we take to the stage?
The courtyard is just up ahead. Time to let loose.
Don't have to tell me. Don't encourage him.
No items. What if I didn't take on the Droll quest first, so I have to fight them? And there's enemies here.
It's the Monstrums. They've broken again?
Excuse us, coming through. We're really sorry about this.
Oh man, this is gonna be tough to navigate.
There are too many for us to manage.
Maybe we can lure them somewhere and then use the stairs to get to the entrance.
We should be able to get to the West Wing from here. The quickest way there would be directly up.
Directly up, like this? Yeah, like that.
Descent.
We need a diversion. Drop that chandelier.
Whoa!
Look, the Monstrums are here.
Well, if it's pandemonium we wanted, we're sure to get it now. What the? It's you guys! Oh dear. It's those imposters from before, so this is where you've been all this time. Don't act like you didn't know. You're the reason we're even in here. Do you have an idea how much we've been through thanks to you? You want to try saying that again? Eek! No, we only have ourselves to blame for being locked up like this. We're just getting what we deserve, forcing the hard labor day after day. Boss, I beg of you, on bended knee, please let us out of the cell. We're kind of in a hurry here, so can you give us a good reason to? We've finally seen the light we were meant to lead all along. It all began when we left home 5 years ago. The free vagabonds forced us to turn to a life of... Forget it, this is taking too long. Yeah, oh yeah, let's go. Oh, for the love of God! Whoa, our prayers are answered. Come on, boys, let's scram. Yeah. It would seem they are getting away. Why you let them go? You're nicer than I thought. Now, I just figured we could get some use out of them. They already look just like you, after all. They do not. What's all the commotion here? The Monstrums are at it again. They must be around here somewhere. They're beginning to gather. I had Arthur open up the hatch to the roof. Let's take it. We're in the home stretch now. God, and I'll be raising hell every step of the way. How do I get back up? Where the hell is the... There we go. Whoa. That was close. Yeah, that's a very temporary landing point. Looks like I haven't taken this ladder down. Not like we could just run up, or couldn't just run our way up, but wait, whatever works.
Damn. We don't have as much time as I thought. Change of plans. Can you fly from the east wing over to the central wing? I need you to create a diversion there.
Understood.
Want me to jump all the way up that? No, there. If I just follow the chain of hunters to... if I just follow the chain of crimson lines, I can do it.
Oh, there's someone keeping watch.
Finally, someone to fight.
Is it bad that I'm starting to feel a little sorry for...
That got cut short. They certainly aren't sparing any security in the central wing. Yeah, it's not at all like back when we came to rescue Iris. We'll need to get downstairs. Indeed, our destination is on the third floor of the north wing, the special sector. Alright, let's bust our way through then. Maxim presses a hidden switch on the side of the fireplace. One of the stone blocks moves slightly, revealing a secret compartment behind. Maxim proceeds to retrieve a ring marked with a white lily from within. The lilium ring. No sign's been switched out. With that, the preparations are... They hardly even put up a fight. No matter, I have a mission to fulfill. I can only hope the Monstrums manage to pull through. Maybe here?
Round and round! Shatter to round we go! Shatter to bits!
Come on, you guys are better than this. Put your backs into it.
Looks like some of you have been skipping out on your drills.
So we are supposed to go down this spiral staircase here? Hell no. Here. Oh man, these nobles are gonna have a fright.
Well, hello, Special Sector.
He totally is the bad guy here.
Oh, Maxim!
Maxim presses a hidden switch on the wall. What the? Secret passageway! You act like you've done that a million times already. Just how long have you known about this exactly? I never planned on bringing you along this far, but... time is of the essence. If you want to know, all you have to do is follow. Yeah, well you heard it, man. Yeah, let's go. Maxim takes out the lilium ring, placing it into a hollow slot in the altar. He then removes a ring marked with a blue lily from off his finger, placing it into a second slot at the altar. From there, Adol and the others followed down a long winding path, until finally they arrived at a singular room. So this is our destination. How long's all this crap been down here? Since the fortress was built, I imagine. This seems to be part of the prison's foundation. Just who are you, Maxim? Maxim opens the desk drawer and retrieves a seal marked with a beautiful white lily. That's the Lilium Crest, the old symbol of the Kingdom of Glea. Then it stands to reason that the royal family once used that seal. That mark of ruling authority, the Great Seal of State. It's only supposed to be passed in succession from king to king, which means... never would have guessed, you have ties to the royal family. Exactly, no way someone unrelated to him would have a clue where this was. It also explains why you're so well versed in the layout of this prison, this fortress. I'm nothing more than a man tasked with a mission. But my mentor, the one who raised me, he served the royal family for generations. And as he aged, I took the mantle. All I'm doing is fulfilling His Majesty's final commands. That day, 8 years ago, when the Kingdom of Glea fell, His Majesty gave me 2 orders while on his deathbed. The first was retrieving this, the Lilium Seal. The second was securing the safety of his daughter. His Majesty prioritized these 2 things over his very life. It was my obligation to comply. So, that is the reason. Sounds like the king was a pretty upstanding guy, not like that bastard General Borden. Hold on a second. So the one who rescued Iris when she was little, it was you all along. I only planned to leave her with my mentor for a time. But once he saw the trauma on her face, he decided he would raise her himself. Old age finally did him in last year. That must be when Iris set up on her own. But that's got nothing to do with me. She's out of the scope of my duties now. Besides, I doubt she'd even remember my face after all these years. So you have no plans of telling her Iris about any of this, do you? Kaha, sounds to me like you've got a soft spot for her, all things considered. I won't even dignify that with a response. A member of the royal family is better off staying away from the shadows of society. Sounds like he isn't going to budge on this one. Indeed. I sense company approaching. Well now, aren't you a perceptive one? If this weren't a dead end, you just might have managed to slip away. It's the old geezer seneschal, Gilbert. Lucian warned us about him. Don't tell me they just let us lead them here. Looks like it. I knew something felt off about this whole arrangement. They must have had the same objective. With the Lilium Seal recovered, the people of Glea can finally be at ease. If you could just kindly hand it over. I don't know what your aim is here, but there's no way in hell it has anything to do with the people. The only thing you care about is getting vengeance for your failures 8 years ago. As the surviving remnants of the Glean Royal Army. Waha! How very amusing. There are more of you here than I had anticipated. Gleea's future is looking very bright indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Crimson King? Or should I say Adol Kristen? Adol who? Just how much do the Knights know? Well, wouldn't you like to know? You could say we know more about you than even you know yourselves. See, we've come across a number of felons among the populace in recent days. I'm sure you must be worried about your precious friends and families, right, girls? Hostages? Sounds to me like you know something, don't you? Guess that means we're just gonna have to beat it out of you, then. Don't do anything rash, you two. Getting out is our first priority. Indeed, I can sense some manner of special fluid coating their blades. Some kind of poison, huh? Kaha, that's our set initial for ya. So I have to use anti-poison items. It would be wise not to underestimate them. Let's try to press our way through. Pity it had to come to this. We have an emergency. What was it? It's the Monstrums. They've appeared on the roof of the south wing. They're opening the main gate as we speak. It won't hold for much longer. What nonsense are you spouting? The Monstrums you're after are right. Cough, cough. What's the meaning of this? You. Gotcha. That was a special delivery just for you. Hope you enjoy it. You traitorous soul. You're wide open. Perhaps it's you who has made the mistake of underestimating us. Pia had to come to this. Get ready. Adol and the group proceeded to fight their way through the onslaught of Knights. With Maxim's guidance, they managed to escape through a different route than they had entered. I was hoping I could actually fight them all at once and just AoE them. Well, that was troublesome. We didn't end up getting any information out of them either. And search as we did, there were no signs of Felix or Carla in any of the general cells. It's like we figured, they must be in some special location only the Knights know of. Indeed, we have managed to narrow things down at the very least. Maxim took out the seal of the Gleean royal family before throwing it high into the sky. What? The Gleean seal of state? The hell did you go and do that for? Was it really okay to destroy it? Was this the plan all along? Was it so that they could... maybe he was afraid that they would try to capture Iris and force her to be a puppet queen. Correct, His Majesty bade me destroy the seal once I retrieved it. I have no intention of handing it over, not even to His Majesty's daughter herself. No one needs to be swayed by the symbol of a fallen kingdom any longer. I'm surprised he'd go far enough to order something like that. The last king of Glea, he's not a particularly distinguished figure in history. But supposedly his diplomacy helped stall the hostile empire's war efforts for years. It only makes sense he'd consider the future of his people in their nation's last moments. Yeah, sounds like Iris had a good man for a fire. Huh, so what are you gonna do now? You fulfilled all the king's missions, after all. Don't suppose you'd like to give those cocky knights a good lesson or two? Out of the question, what becomes of Glea is of no consequence to me. It's not right, that's kinda hard to believe. Why even lie about it at this point? Why not come to the Dandelion? To your hideout, you mean? I suppose you do have His Majesty's daughter in your charge. Looks like he does still care about Iris after all. That reminds me, we've yet to receive any reward for our efforts this time around. A task of larger scale than anticipated does suggest one be compensated accordingly. Fair enough, what do you have in mind? Oh, how about coming to help us with our work for a while? It's no easy task, but it should be a fine way to pay us back for things today. We could use some fresh entertainment too. Things won't be so dull with you around. You're right, I do owe you all a great deal. Very well then, Monstrums of Balduq. My next mission will be lending you a hand with your own. With that, Maxim became yet another of the Dandelion's many collaborators.
A most favorable outcome.
10,000 gold and ally Maxim. Okay.
Yeah.
I heard about your situation. Lemures and the Grimwald Nox are not to be trifled with, to be sure. Fortunately, Arthur has a knack for sensing monsters. I'll have him keep an eye out. Also keep my inventory stocked. Come see me anytime you need something. Yeah. Wonderful work, everyone. I heard you roused quite a hullabaloo in the prison. But there is still the matter of rescuing Carla and the others from the restricted sector. Be sure to eat and rest up before departing again. I'm glad Maxim is finally joining us at the Dandelion. He's done so much for us already, so we know how skillful he really is. We nearly charted the entirety of the prison's interior, but while it was unlikely, we did not locate Papa. With the majority of the prisons surveyed, where could he be? Can't let Adol get away with his schemes even for Glia's sake. He surely has reasons for cutting down the Saint despite knowing her true identity. But I'll just leave the baseless conjectures at that for now. Maxim finally finished what he set out to do. Ironic, isn't it? Prisons are designed to keep people in, but we keep breaking in. Our bounties are probably going through the roof right now. Sure, we might have a little tussle in the prison, but the real deal is yet to come. God, let's hurry up and so I can finish what we started. Really got in a huge mess with Maxim, didn't we? I'm really tired, but there's no time to rest. The main event's still to come. Let's break into the restricted sector and give them hell, Adol. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Ys IX Monstrum Nox. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit that bell icon.